Security measures have been stepped up ahead of the Perth Test match between Australia and India, which begins today. It's after nearby construction workers were banned from watching the Indian team during training sessions.
Indian cricket players are a big deal. Some even come with their own private security. Virat Kohli has 271 million followers on Instagram. He's the third most followed athlete in the world, behind Ronaldo and Messi.
He's on a different level. He's called king for a reason.
In the lead up to the match, India trained at both the Wacker and Perth Stadium, determined to make a turnaround after a 3-0 series defeat by New Zealand. During a training session at the Wacker, authorities covered a side of the net with black tarp, barring fans from peeking inside. Construction workers at the grounds were even told in a formal email not to film or watch the team train.
They do get a little wary around, watching them train or getting a bit too close to them, even as journalists, which is it's a very Indian thing.
Perth Stadium was a little more flexible. Several fans were seen poking in their phones to film the net session, saying there's no way they'd be allowed to get this close elsewhere.
In India, during the IPL or any international matches ago, the fans are not allowed to see them practice, so maybe that they are used to with it.
In India, they can't go to any restaurants, can't go walking. It's hard. That's why most of the times they're out of the country.
Standing within metres of the players, they say, is a privilege.
If you go to India, you won't even get the access you do here, so which is why a lot of Indian journalists like to travel overseas and cover the Indian team.
In the lead up to the match this week, Australia have held daily press conferences on the turf. But now, like India, they've been given access to the indoor media room, which Cricket Australia says is a more controlled environment. This is the first test of the 5-match Border-Gavaskar Trophy series, with games in Adelaide, Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney to come. Australia hasn't lifted the trophy in almost a decade. Crystal Wu, Sky News Perth.